What's up, guys? I am Lee Morris. I'm here with Patrick Hall and Mike Kelley, the world-renowned architectural photographer. We are here in the Bahamas putting the final touches on our first ever photography workshop. It's from May 28th to June 1st this year. You can check that out at fstoppersworkshops.com. But when B&H heard that we were coming down here, they gave us a ton of gear. And they said, guys, we want to see all the different photo shoots, all the fun that you can have with this equipment in the 3 days that you're down here planning. And so what we've decided to do is each of us is gonna come up with a couple of ideas to use this gear for, and we're gonna see how much fun we can have. Let's do it. I'm talking to you right now on the GoPro Hero 3 Plus Black Edition, and this thing is strapped to the brand new DJI Phantom 2. So let's put this thing up in the air for the very first time and pray that I don't crash it like I did the first one. The footage from this chopper turns out incredibly stable because we have the brand new DJI Phantom gimbal attached to the chopper. The gyroscope keeps the camera completely stable and gives me complete control over the pan and tilt feature. I never thought that I'd actually be able to record video footage of the entire park from a little toy helicopter, but I was totally able to. Everywhere we went, we drew huge crowds. Everyone wanted to know what this little helicopter was. Surprisingly though, nobody was angry at us. It seemed like everyone was pretty accustomed to drones. Thanks, Obama. Although we had a few close calls, I'm pleased to announce that the helicopter is still in working condition today. Next up, Mike wanted to test out the GoPro cameras that B&H was kind enough to loan us.
One of the pieces of gear that B&H gave us is this GoPro with this hot light system, which is usually used for scuba diving and snorkeling, but what I want to do is I want to test out all these water slides for you. This water slide, you actually come down and go through a shark tank, so we're going to put this gear to the test in these water slides here, and we'll see what it looks like.
Atlantis Resort has 11 different water slides, and I'm pleased to announce that for you, we tested out every single one. Now, some of these slides were easy going, but others were pretty intense. On this slide, Patrick's face was permanently stuck in this petrified position. And this slide destroyed mine. Once we had ridden every single slide, it was time to get to work. Patrick had an idea for a photo shoot.
So what I have here is I have the Canon 60D and the new 50 1.2 lens, and we were trying to come up with something to do here at the beach, and I thought, why don't we do headshots on a jet ski? So what we're gonna do is we're gonna rent out some jet skis, and my idea is to get a really cool profile pic for Mike Kelley while he's driving a jet ski, but we wanna be moving so we get all the splashing. So I'm gonna be shooting off the back of my jet ski, and hopefully we can get something really cool.
Everything was going surprisingly well. That is until my inexperienced driver decided to take off without warning me.
Oh my God! What? Oh my, it's wet, man!
Oh man, that was wild. That was probably the dumbest thing I've ever done. I was shooting with a 50mm instead of a 70-200, and the shots were just way too wide. So I'm gonna go back out there, I'm gonna put this lens on, and I'm gonna see if I can get the shot that I really envisioned.
After Patrick was finished almost destroying $6,000 in photo gear, we decided to walk the property. We were shocked to see how many different animal habitats there were everywhere we walked. Mike had a really interesting idea. He took a painter's pole, he put a GoPro on the end, and he stuck it in the water to get a first-person view of these animals. Mike's footage was pretty incredible, but I wanted to see these animals for myself. I talked to the marketing department at Atlantis, and they pulled a few strings for us, and we got some interesting access. When we jumped in the aquarium, I think we were a bigger hit than the fish themselves. Now I have a huge fear of sharks, but this guy seemed to be sleeping, so I thought it would be safe to get a little bit closer and snap a video clip of him.
Playing in the Atlantis Aquarium was a lot of fun, but it's very difficult trying to photograph the animals while holding your breath. So I decided to scuba dive in the open ocean and find my own adventure. As expected, the GoPros performed flawlessly in deep water. And Lee's G15 also took some great footage in his Ica Light underwater housing. My Canon 60D, on the other hand, gave me nothing but problems. Despite this camera being advertised as weatherproof, I think some water may have leaked inside. At first, I thought my lens was simply back focusing, but I found the same problem with my 51.2. Overall, this whole camera system was a big pain, and I decided to go back to my GoPro. Lee, on the other hand, was having great success with his fancy system. Overall, everything was going pretty well. That is until I noticed something lingering out in the distance. It appeared that we were being followed. As we finished our dive, we noticed the shark was getting closer with each pass. At one point, he even headed straight for Lee. Clearly, it was time to get out of the water. Never being one to leave the party early, I decided to put on some safety gear and continue to press my luck. When I dove back in, I waited for my buddy at the bottom, cautiously looking at my surroundings. The shark seemed to have left, but I failed to look for it in one place, directly behind me. When I turned around, nothing had prepared me for what I was about to see. As we were surrounded, Lee and I moved closer together for protection, and at that moment I realized he'd forgotten his chainmail and children's bicycle helmet. He was in serious danger. And then, the shark started to attack our cameras. With a glimmer of hope, it appeared that the sharks were impressed with my GoPro Hero 3 Plus Black Edition and Lee's Canon G15 in an Icolite housing, because after a few passes, they finally allowed us to surface.
We had a blast during our 3 days at Atlantis. We survived the slides, jet skis, aquarium, and hundreds of sharks. Even the helicopter survived. The 60D seemed to have some sort of leak when it was under the water, but we've currently got it drying out in a bag of rice, so it should probably be fine. To learn more about this event and the 10 incredible photography instructors we've got, head over to fstoppersworkshops.com. I don't know what in the world happened.